Let's adjust y'all. Pull my shirt down. Make this in the right place. My hair's got the little craziness going on. I feel like it's shabby chic. Is that what we're doing with the hair? I don't know. Sweets Nen is here. My girl Nen, you made it this time. Yay! Welcome. She jumped on here fast. I'm not going to miss it this time. Awesome. Yeah, I've got this crazy messy bun with an extra messy rainbow. Do you think that you need to help me? She doesn't need to help me. She thinks she does, but she doesn't really need to help me. She's adorable though, so we'll forgive her. I'm going to move my keyboard because I'm going to have to move that out of the way. Can you move, my dear darling dog? Thank you. In my way. Yes, you made it. So glad you made it. Alrighty, guys. I got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. I popped on here a couple minutes early because I didn't want to just sit here and wait. It's okay. I don't get penalized for that, do I? This is my organization time or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's see. What should we talk about first? Afternoon. My goodness, it feels like night. It feels like evening. Look at this craziness. I've got like these little... It's like a sunshine with all the rays of sunshine coming out of my hair. I don't know what's happening with my hair, but whatever. It's all good. Vicky is here. I like that. Vicky. What's up, Vicky? Welcome to the party. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to talk about fun stuff because my name is Priscilla. And I like to talk about stuff. So that's what we're going to do is talk about stuff. For example, I like to talk about my lack of luck with Boxy and palettes that I've used while I'm putting palettes on my face. And now Vicky said good morning. So we've got morning, we've got afternoon. It feels like middle of the night right here because I'm in the Arctic of Minnesota. So, like, it gets dark so early. And then, of course, daylight savings, because that makes sense. In somebody's mind, it makes sense. So we got to keep doing that. Whatever. That's life. One of these days, I'll move back south where we have, like, normal length of days. Or I'll just go, what time is it? It is about 8 o'clock my time, Central Standard Time. So, 8 p.m. Yeah, what do you think, Grandma? She's gonna sit over here and chew on her blanket so that I get the idea that she's unpleased with me. So I got something from Buzz Agent. Buzz Agent. So Buzz Agent is a little bit like Influencer. Speaking of which, I've got some influencers I need to finish up. But Buzz Agent sends out stuff that they want you to review and create buzz about, just like they say. And so, yeah, that's what I've got going on here. And they sent me a Juvia's Place thing. Look at that. And it's one I don't have. Like me, Vicky, are you in the Midwest too? 6 p.m. or 6? You're West Coast, right? Yeah, that's right. So they sent me the Juvia's Place Eye Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Pen. I did swatch this on my hand, but only that. I have the one from ABH. I don't dig it, you know. Let me put a couple of little flicks on my hand. That's what it looks like. The color looks pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to try it. I do have their pencil, and I like the pencil. I'll see if this works better. I think the deal is my brow hairs are a little bit coarse, and they don't go in one direction. So it's hard for me to put the pen through it because they kind of, some come down and some go up and some go whatever direction they want to go. So the pen doesn't really, I can hit the skin, but then when I try to stroke it through, then it just kind of goes rubber. So maybe I need the like super gluey stuff. I don't know. I do my eyebrows. I don't worry too much about my eyebrows because I wear glasses and that covers up a lot of it. So I don't worry about that much. Roderick is is with us. Welcome, Roderick. Um, and yeah, so I don't really do my eyebrows like people do them. I don't spend a lot. Yeah, I could use like a gel. I use tinted gels, and I like that because I can just go finish and see if I can. Like I'm looking at the which one is it? NYX? Is it the NYX? Like the one that really sticks it down. So I might try that and then see once I get them all in the same direction, this might work. I don't know, but the ABH one hasn't really worked very well for me, but it does stay on. The color is pretty decent, and looks like I can get pretty good precision. So I will definitely try this and write a review, as I have promised to do in exchange for it. But I'm glad to. I'm thrilled to be able to try it, because I love Juvia's Place. And so far, I mean, I know a lot of people like this kind of pen. And so I'm not the best person to try it just because I'm not good with that kind of pen. And it doesn't work super well for my brows. So, yeah, we'll try. We'll try. I picked this up at Marshall's. So this was $6.99. Not a bad price. I just felt like, hey, I could use some more brushes in my life. I'm actually opening it for the first time with y'all. But I am familiar with these brushes because I've got a couple of them. They're probably over here. Are they? So I've got this one. So the couple of these smaller ones. And they're from the same set. But this is the Cut Crease Eye Brush Kit. Am I going to be able to get this open? I'm getting to the point, guys, where I'm so old that I have to take my glasses off to study. It's funny because I talk to people and I'm like, yeah, I got to study. And they're like, oh my goodness, when are you going to stop? Aren't you done with school yet? Isn't it time for you to be done with school? Nope, it's not. I'm gonna have to stay in school forever because I can't afford to quit because I owe too much in student loans. True story. Either that or my sugar daddy needs some more sugar. So these are the two that I had before. Just blending brushes, nice little creased brushes. So here's another one that looks like this is the detailed crease brush. Yeah, so now I have two of these. These are really nice because they're really, really thin, really small, but they have that nice fluffy brush without being too weak. So that's cool. And then one is kind of this little C-shaped, fluffy, I don't know what is this shape? That's a weird shape. It's almost like a dome. I think it just got smushed in the pack. I think it's supposed to be just because the top of it's rounded. So I think it's just supposed to be a rounded, sort of almost like I don't know. It's just a little domed brush. It's different shape than what I have. I've got a couple that are kind of like this, like that one, but that one's smaller. This one's quite a bit bigger. So we'll see how that one works. And then I've got this little detail brush. I use these a lot for the inner corner. A little flat brush there. And a bigger flat brush. These are nice. I really like this for packing on shimmers and whatnot. And then I've got this thicker, wider kind of C brush. That's kind of not as practical for me because it's so big. And since I have hooded eyes, it doesn't work as well. But that's okay. We'll try these. We might try them tonight and see how they do. I'll stick them there in my cup O brushes and see how that goes. All right, so I grabbed that at Marshall's. I hadn't been to Marshall's for a while, and I actually went to a rehearsal last Sunday for my niece's wedding, and I think I've mentioned that she sent me the list of songs for her wedding and said, "Oh, here's the list of songs, and when are we going to practice?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll sing/play for your wedding." So she kind of forgot that detail to ask me, but whatever. I volunteer her to whenever I can. Yes, it can work for concealer, that little brush. I don't do that much of detail with concealer, so Miss Charlie's here. Hi, welcome, Miss Charlie, to our party. Valeria's here. I love when you guys come in and join me. It's so much fun. So yeah, those are the brushes that I picked up. So I'll be using some of those tonight. I'm going to talk about this palette that I've used the last 3 days. Can you hear me sing a little? Ooh, you got to pay me. I'm a professional. I sing every once in a while. My voice is still a little bit scratchy, so it's not been that great, but I do croak out what I need to because my singing right now is more functional. I sing for church, and whether or not I have a voice, I croak it out. I mean, I have gone to church with laryngitis, and I did call in reinforcements, but I still was like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh." So anyway, but I do have, if anybody wants to be that much of a detective, I do have stuff online. So I just got off work training new hires. Oh, training is exciting. I have always been put into training positions because I'm good at explaining things to people apparently. But Tom Ford. So this little guy, what is this called? The Daydream Palette. This is the Tom Ford purple palette that people talk about it being such a wonderful, great palette. So I've used this for the last 3 days. And my take on it is these are pretty colors. I'm going to swatch them real quick so you can see because, we all like a good swatch. So that's what they look like on the fingers, right? Nice, pretty range of cool tone purples. So like I said, I've used them for 3 days. This one and this one are pretty close, and as is the case with most quads, it ends up being where you've only got 4. You should make them a little bit more diverse, right? I mean, they shouldn't be so close. I mean, I understand this lightest one. I really like this color. I think this is a beautiful icy lavender color. This one is too, but it's just a little bit darker. And I don't think that both of those were needed in a 4-pan palette. Tom Ford foundation. I do not have that. I don't have anything else that's Tom Ford. Used to have some perfume, but my husband stole it. So metallic colors. Yeah, it's pretty. But you're going to get one look out of this palette. Even if you're using, pretty close, you're going to get one look. You're going to get an icy, cool, grayish lavender look. Even if you use this, which seems a little bit brighter, it doesn't. It kind of doesn't give the kick it needs to without darkening it up with this one. And this one's not quite dark enough for me, in my opinion, to really build it up. I mean, there's not a whole lot there. So this is going to be a pretty, I don't know. You can't get very far with this. You pretty much have to use this in every look. And then you can use this, but you don't have to. And then you're going to use one of these, which is basically going to look the same. So every look you're going to do is basically going to be the same. Is it going to be pretty? It's going to be pretty. Is it going to be Tom Ford price worth? They didn't blend that well. Now it might be me. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I actually ended up having to do. I know my chair is squeaking. That's okay. I went into my e.l.f. Mad for Matte Neutrals. Matte Neutrals, yes. This guy that I'm panning, working through gradually, eventually. And I would lay this down as my shape, and then I put that over at the top of it, and it works a little bit better. Also, because these are such cool tone colors, I found that worked for my skin tone because I'm not quite that cool. I'm not actually cool. I'm more neutral. And they can look a little ashy on me. And so by putting the warm tone pinks and browns and whatnot down, it really helped to kind of give it a foundation. It's fine. It's a pretty palette. I'm glad to try it. I'm glad to have it. But it's definitely not among my favorites. Now today I actually added this, and this is for Profusion, their purple glitter palette, and I added this one right over the top of one of these lighter shades, and I really like that. That was really pretty. This is worth, if you like glitter, these are nice to have. They do adhere very well without anything, but I did today. I put on a little bit of my AOA Studio Tacky Base, $1 Tacky Base, and that worked really well to keep that on and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I'm gonna post the pictures pretty soon. I actually have 2 palettes to post pictures from. Yeah, I just, does what show a lot? Does the glitter show a lot? The glitter is not super out there. And that also with the Tom Ford palette, it's not, I mean, these are more of a satiny. So they do actually pick up nicely with a brush, but unless you've set your base, they don't really blend that well. And then I find that they kind of fade a little bit. I don't know. Oh, the glitter. No, you don't have to add another color before it. They're going to be, I'll actually show you. I'm going to swatch it with a brush because that's how they go on the best. Because on a finger, they'll come off on your finger, but then they won't go back on. So that's what I get. That's what I pick up from the brush. Okay, my hand is a little bit damp because I just wiped it off. And I'll just show you. This is the rosy color on the inside. I'll do the darker one. So this is the one on the end here. Pick that up, same thing. So I just kind of dig into it, grab a few. That does have a substance that helps it to adhere, and I'll put that right next to it. And then you can kind of spread them out a little bit, but they pretty much stay where you put them. So there's the dark one and there's the rosy color one. So they're nice. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, it's glitter. It's just glitter. It's a pressed glitter. It's not a shadow like a powder shadow with glitter in it. So this is the real deal if you're looking for glitter. And they have these in quite a few different colors, color themes. And if you go to Walmart, they have these in a lot of Walmarts. So that's in my project pan because I'm like, well, I may as well put it there so I can use it. Otherwise, if I just keep it put away, I'm not going to think about reaching for it. But if it's right there, then I'm going to say, oh, okay. Hey, maybe I'll use that today. And I did today. And it's pretty. I like it quite a bit. So, yeah, you don't have to put anything else down. You can, but you certainly don't have to. And it is Profusion. So the brand is Profusion. And if you go to Profusion to their site, you can get up. They're like $7 for that little palette, which I actually find a little bit expensive given that their 10-pan palettes of shadows are $5. Rainbow, where you going? Where you going? She's looking. She's trying to get as close to Mama as possible since Mama's ignoring her. If she gets a little closer, then maybe I'll give her attention. All right, so then I got a little Ulta haul. Now, after Sunday, when I went on and on and on about the LA Girl palette that I'm going to use tonight, I went to Ulta because I was going through that area, and to the Ulta site, and I went ahead and bought the neutral palette. That's the same thing. So this is the palette that we're going to use tonight to make 2 looks. That's why I don't have anything on my face. I'll wash my face and just put oil on. I'm so proud of my husband. He's been pretty much sold on my oil too. So this is the LA Girl Holiday palette. It is beautiful and stunning. We went through a little bit on Sunday and looked at it, and then I said maybe I should get the other one even though it's just neutral. So I went and bought the other one. I went to Ulta, picked it up. I then went and I went to Marshall's where I picked up those e.l.f. brushes, stopped in the parking lot, realized that I was telling you I was going to my niece's rehearsal for her wedding, the music rehearsal, and realized I left an hour early because the clock I was looking at hadn't been changed, and I was like, ah! So I was so annoyed. So I had an hour to kill. So I opened up the package, and there's 5, at least 4. There's definitely 4, and then there's one that's really close to it. Bone colored mattes, like not in this one, the other one. Literally There are 4 colors that are just like this, and there's 1 color that's slightly darker. 4 mattes. I was so irritated. I don't return stuff. I mean, it's only $11. This one is so good. The other one is so not good. And so I went back to them and I'm like, I don't usually return stuff, but this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even know why. I mean, I am such an LA Girl fan, but this really pops my fangirl bubble in a bad way, not in a good way. And so I said, I need a refund on this and I need to return it. I hadn't swatched it or anything. I just opened up and looked at it. And she's like, okay, well, she's like, we can't refund it because the receipt's not in the system yet until 24 hours. And I said, you mean I have to drive down here again to get the refund? And she's like, I can give you store credit. And I'm like, okay, fine, store credit. And then she like messed with it. Victoria's here. Hi, Victoria. And she actually ended up, we're talking about the issue when I tried to buy the other LA Girl holiday palette and it didn't turn out to be what I wanted it to be. So I brought it back to Ulta and then she's like, well, I can give you store credit. Well, then she messed around and she's like, actually, I can credit it back. So then she took the information and credited it back. And then I realized because I had gotten the palette, but because I wanted the credit for the $15, right? You get $3.50 off if you spend $15. So I had added this, which is the LA Girl Ultimate Eye Intense Stay Auto Liner. I showed you I have the one in blue. Where is it? The one in blue I got with the other one, this one. So this is like a really pretty blue. So I got this one with this. Then I decided to pick up this one, which is a purple. So I got this with the neutral. Well, when she refunded it back, she actually refunded me everything. So I ended up getting this for free. Which I didn't realize afterwards. I was like, oh, that's actually the whole amount she gave me back. But yeah, it's a really pretty aubergine sort of purple. So I got that. So now I have those two. And then there were some sales on Ulta. And then I was like, yeah, I know LA Girls eyeliners are so good. They're fantastic. I have several of them. And this is the first time I've gotten these ones. So these are not the Shockwaves. These are the Ultimate Intense. So these are darker colors and they're matte. So some of theirs are shimmery, but these are not shimmery at all. The ones I've got anyhow. So then they had another sale at Ulta. And I hemmed and hawed. Finally today, I succumbed to my own peer pressure. The peer pressure I give myself / FOMO. And I placed 2 orders that were pickup orders because they're now doing it's like 5 points for pickup orders instead of 1 point for pickup orders. 5 points right now. So if you go to the site, to the online Ulta, you can activate that option. At least I did. I don't know if everybody can. I think they can. I don't think I'm special for that anyhow. Anyway, so I picked up this one, which is the gray one, but this one looks like it's shimmery. Oh, wait, is this the gray one or am I lying? I could be lying. Where's the color? Continuous charcoal. This one looks... Okay, there's maybe a little shimmer in that, but mostly it's just this gray, which I kind of wanted because sometimes black liner is just too much, but gray is a nice darkening without it being like so deep. But I do have the eyeliners and they're really good. So anyway, I may as well, let me go ahead and swatch this blue one so you guys can see these ones. I don't know, are these ones new or are they not new? All right, so there's the blue, the purple, and the gray. So these are really nice, I think, for winter time when you're doing a little bit darker, deeper looks. They go on really nice and pigmented. The color is beautiful on these, and I think they'll actually look really nice with this palette today. So we'll see what we end up doing. Then they had some sales. Okay, that last one I actually grabbed with these two because Maybelline has a buy one, get one 50% off on Ulta. So check those out if you have been looking at some of their lippies and eye pencils, I think. I'm not a big lip liner person, but I am becoming. Ooh. Is that really the way it comes out? Does that come out flat? Or is that... Okay, somebody tell me if you have this Color Stay ink crayon from Maybelline. Does it come out flat like that? I thought when I looked at this that it was pointed. Does that mean mine has been swatched? No, it can't be. I'm gonna have to double check that and see before I actually put that on my lips. Tell me if that's correct, if that's how it's supposed to be. It doesn't even look, the thing is, it's not even like even across the top. It looks like it's been used. I'm gonna have to check and see. But I'm gonna swatch it because, you know, a swatch is just on my hand. That's what that color is. I was looking for some things that were more, so that really goes down quite a ways too. That's like down to here. So I don't know if that's full. I feel like that's used or broken. Strange. When I saw the picture, it didn't look like they were flat. It looked like they came like at a point. Strange. Okay, but it also might be just stuck up in the top. I don't think so. I don't see it in there. Super Stay Matte Ink, also from Maybelline. Okay. Nen, see you later. That's cool. Understand. Glad you came in. So this has that little kind of hollow doe foot. I have not tried these before. This one was sealed for sure. I feel like the other one, this didn't have a seal on it. So I'm going to check and see, because if they just pulled that off the shelf, it could be that was used. This one was sealed though, because I just broke that seal. So I know this one's okay. This color is really pretty. I'm trying to get some that are a little bit more cool tone nudes and also cool tone browns and whatnot for through the winter and whatnot. I think I'm going to have to try to exchange this one. Because I don't think that's how it was supposed to be. Anybody else have these? Can tell me. I like the color. I mean, it's a little bit of the terracotta-y sort of thing. I don't know. Siln. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but yes, welcome. So then they had those. So those were buy one get one 50%. So I put that on an order with the gray pencil, and got my percentage off, my $3.50 off. And then Juvia's Place had a buy two get one on lippies. And so I wanted to try some other lippies because I've only got one of theirs. And so I did. I'm opening them for the first time. Hopefully these aren't swatched because they're not sealed either. They're just in the boxes. But you can tell if these ones have been used. This one has not been used. Now this one is a nice gray tone, which I'm hoping will work for me. It's a muted. It's called muted. I mean, that's the color. And they're this pretty suede type finish. Yeah, I'm hoping that will work. I'm not as cool tone as I fancy I might be. As cool tone as I think I would like to be. But I think I can doctor these a little bit with lip liners and whatnot. I got this one. I know this one is ambitious, but I love the way this looks when it's done well. So this is a cocoa, which in Creole, Haitian Creole, refers to female body parts, female special places. It's that beautiful dark. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope that it works well for me, and I think it might be just on the reddish side so that it will fit with my coloring. Do you guys, what are your favorite Juvia's Place lippies if you guys use lippies? Miss Charlie, I'm pretty sure you do. You know Juvia's Place really well, probably better than I do. I feel like haven't you tried like all of their stuff? Pretty close. And then Me. So the last one is Me. And this is more of a mauve-y, pinky sort of look. I really love this formula though. I think it's such a nice, kind of a matte. Yeah, it is matte. It's like that suede sort of look, but it still feels creamy. It's not drying. So I think those colors are really going to be nice for the fall and winter. This one especially, I'm pretty sure will work nicely. We'll try the other ones. Alrighty. I think this one's going to have to get returned because I'm just afraid it looks like it was already swatched. So, but that's the swatches there. Well, I'll wipe those off so that I don't get them on my clothes because you know me, I will do something like that if somebody doesn't come and take charge. Keep me from making a mess. All right. So Boxy came. I just posted this. If you guys saw my post, you guys will see. I have canceled my Boxy. We'll see if it stays that way or if they seduce me back like they did last time. I don't know. I just for the amount of money, what's it? Almost $30 now, right? Is it 27 or well with tax it's like 30, right? So okay, here's what I chose. Trestique refillable foundation and blender in a forever case. All right, great. The foundation stick. I hemmed and hawed about what to choose. This was actually cut, so that was a piece of the box falling off. I didn't cut it. It was cut when I got it. So it's this cute little pencil sort of thing with a, like all this is rubber or plastic or whatever. And then it comes like this. And I do actually think this looks pretty nice. I have the only other stick foundation I have is Juvia's Place. And when I put that on, it seemed pretty oily, but I'm hoping that'll be better in the winter. But that's the color of it. So it's pretty much my skin tone. I'm going to try this tonight and see how it works. Just kind of around. I might just try it on a section, but I might try more too. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know how to work. I don't know if it's going to be too oily for me because I am pretty oily, but in the wintertime it might work well. And I'm hoping that the Juvia's Place will work better too, the stick foundation that they have. So anyway, the one other makeup item that they gave me is this Shadow Flip from Ciate London. This has been in these boxes forever. I have not gotten it before. They're just trying to get rid of these because the theory is really pretty. The color is really beautiful. It's that purple to green. You can't really see the green on your side, but it does go to green. There's the green. But this does not last. I have not put it on my eyes yet. I put it on my hand and just like hanging out around here. I mean, my eyes are really super hooded, so I know if it doesn't last on my hand, it's not going to last on my eyes. I'm going to try it and see how I can make it work. And if it doesn't work for me, it may just be given away to a niece. It's cute. I wish that it would work because I like the color. I like the, that duochrome thingerbob. I'm going to turn that alarm off. It just keeps coming on every time. So, yeah, it's, this is one they've been trying to get rid of. And you got to figure out what the cost of the box, that everything is like $6 each. And I don't know. I mean, the foundation, we'll see if it's any good, but it was the only makeup item. At first I selected the brushes and then I changed my mind and went for the foundation stick because I'm like, do I really want brushes? But I think you have a better chance of getting a makeup heavy box if you don't choose makeup as your main item. Doesn't make sense, but that's what it seems like to me. So Hakeem is here. Hi, welcome. We're talking about pretties. We're talking about makeup and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So this is definitely to me not worth. Oh, Miss Charlie, what was in your Walmart box? How was that? There'll be another one coming up for wintertime. I wonder if they're gonna have one for Christmas, because or even Thanksgiving, because they had the one for Halloween. That was a pretty good box. So I love the Walmart box. I mean, I think that's, as far as subscription boxes, I think that's the one you can't go wrong with. It's not going to give you high-end stuff, but it's going to give you really practical stuff that you can use. So, you know, whatever. Okay, so then the other things I got, Green Grass Skincare Foaming Body Scrub in Cardamom Lavender. Inspired by India. Notes are bergamot, lemon, cardamom, lavender, coffee, geranium, rose, amber, balsam, and patchouli. All right. I can smell it through here, and it actually smells nice. Let me take the seal off. Okay, that smells good. But it's, I mean, is this worth $6? Body scrub. I'm cheap. I don't spend that much money on body cleansers, so whatever. It'll be nice to use. I'll use it, but whatever. Refresh and Reset from Glow On 5th. Is that what that says? Like I said, I can't see anymore. And this ring light in my eyes is making it even worse because it's dark around me except for the ring light. But my candles behind me are cute. I had to light those for you guys because we needed some ambiance here. All right, so I'm opening this up. This is a clay mask. I'll use it. It's a clay mask. I don't like too much of that because it does dry out your skin, but as long as you put oils on right after, it does add some nutrients to it as well. So it's got the little scooper here. Those are kind of, I mean, the idea is good, but they just end up getting messy and gross. So it's really, it doesn't really matter if you put your fingers in and put it on your skin or you do this. But the difference is you can, of course, rinse this off afterwards. For those that rinse it off. That's not even full. That's like, look how far down that is. Smells like a mud mask. Refresh and Reset Brightening Mud Mask. It probably has whatchamajig in it. I can't read any of that. Anyway, it's a brightening mud mask. Okay, so I will look bright. Bright like a diamond. So you'll post your Walmart beauty box later. I will be looking for that for sure because I'm very curious what you got. If you're wondering why that's slightly yellow, it's because I've got the emergency stuff in it because of constantly fighting this cough. All right, and then Bodyography Pro Makeup Brush Cleanser. This is like, active ingredients is like, maybe 20 cents. It's just a spray. I mean, you can DIY this super easily. It smells like alcohol. Yeah, I could easily DIY this. Let me see. Water, aqua, alcohol is number 2. A bunch of preservatives, orange peel, sodium, something. Yeah, I could very easily DIY this for just a fraction of the price. The box is just, it definitely inspired me to cancel. It wasn't impressive. I will use everything in here just to use it up, and because why not? I mean, it's okay. It's not bad stuff. Well, other than that shadow flip probably I won't be able to use that. As my guess, I'm going to try to use it, but who knows? Whatever. So let me move things out of the way so I can zoom you in. And by zoom you in, I mean pull this stack of books towards me so that you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to do a couple looks. I have books here. I've got, as a doctoral student, literally my husband comes in and he just has to wade through and find a place on the couch or wherever to sit down where there's not books. That's kind of just the way it works. That's just the way it is, baby. Whoa, whoa. All right. So, what do we want to do? What kind of look do we want to do? I'm going to try to give you a little bit more light over here. I'm going to go into my project pan basket. Use some of the things out of here. I'm not going to worry too much about, this is just a look that I take off as soon as I put it on. So I'm not worrying about like base or any of that. But I will use that base from that box and pop that on and see how that is. Here it is. Essence I Love Stage that I have been scraping, trying to get the very last bit of this. There's still some on the bottom, but I can clearly see the light through the bottom, so it's almost done. Oops, I got some glitter from earlier. That happens, As Teresa's Dead would say, glitter bukkake. She would say lots of other things too. I don't necessarily say everything she does. I'm not a prude. Like, I don't care if people say things. Doesn't bother me at all. It's just because it is looked at in our culture as a certain thing. I'm just like, whatever. I don't need to. Although with certain company, I'm much more free in the way I speak. But on here, I'm not going to say certain things that might be offensive, because I also wouldn't necessarily say all the things she says. But, I'm pretty creative with my words, or I can be. If the time arises for that, if I feel it's the appropriate setting. So, all right, so here's what we got. I primed both. Here's what we got. What should I do? What color should I do? Any votes? What do you guys think? So we've got greens, we've got blues, we've got purples, we've got silvers, we've got mauves, and then we got neutrals, which, who's going to go for neutrals? I could do a couple. I could do greens and purples together. I could do blues and mauves together, or blues and silvers together. What do you think? Thoughts? Who has thoughts on what I should do? If you don't vote, I'm going to jump in. Let's use these new brushes that I got, if I can see them, because y'all know how blind I am. Okay, maybe you don't know how blind I am. You just know that I tell you I'm blind. So we're going to grab these. I think that's actually the older one. Yeah, this is the one I had before, I think. Well, here's all of them. We got, including the older ones, the one that's chipped off. But did that packet come with 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, so that's the 5 right there. All right, so we're gonna go in. I'm gonna try to use all of these. I'm gonna go in with this guy. I don't know what I'm gonna use this guy for. No, I feel like I'm gonna use this to put down. No, actually I will. Okay, just bear with me. We're figuring it out as we go. I think I'm going to try to do, let's see, I think I want to do like a dark, maybe this LBD black, and make a little bit of a wing with this funny shaped brush here. It's not funny shaped, it's more like funny sized. And I'm going to kind of just pull this up like this. That's me barely touching my skin, so it's very pigmented. There's also, this brush is a little bit on the big side for this. So, we're just experimenting. That's what we do. So this is the LBD, the little black dress, black. And I'm just basically going to kind of make a wing shape, but we're going to blow it out a little bit, because with this particular brush, that's what we're going to get. It does pick up nicely with this brush, but the brush doesn't, of course, allow a lot of precision. If my eyes were bigger, it would be different. But it does, even though it has, I'm just tapping a little bit here in the corner to fill that in a little bit. Even though it has shimmer, it's not, I mean, it's pretty shimmery with a brush. A lot of times with brushes, it will go on um, less shimmery, but this actually has quite a bit of reflect. I don't know how much you can see that. YouTube, I feel like you're not really seeing it, but there's a little bit on IG. I'm going to go in with one of these little brushes. Woohoo! Dropped a brush. I'm going to grab one of these blue colors. Which one? I don't know. I think I'm going to go with All Nighter. If I can move my chair back. Yes, I just picked that up with my toe because, you know, sometimes you got to improvise. All Nighter versus Stiletto. There's two really pretty blue colors. They're quite similar. One is more of a cobalt and one is more of a royal. Which one do I want to use? Let's go with the more royal, since I'm going to be doing more of a purple look on the other side. Purple and green, I guess. I guess that's what we've decided. Nobody spoke up, so I chose. I made an executive decision. I'm going to try to put this on the outside and create a little bit of a... I hope I don't get carried away with this. I probably will. I'm going to basically try to blend this black out. I should have started smaller, but that's okay. So I'm basically just putting the blue at the top. I kind of like that. It actually layers really nicely. That's me just barely tapping in a dry brush into shimmers with a brush. And I know there are mattes here, but do you think I care about that? I don't. Who needs mattes when you got all these pretty shimmers? I'm going to run that blue right down here a little bit. There's a little bit of fallout down here happening, but that is completely expected because I'm putting a shimmer on with a dry brush. So, I mean, it would be strange to not have that. I also am getting stuff in my eye because, you know, I'm putting a shimmer on with a dry brush. Okay, all right, that's pretty. I'm going to go in with this flat brush, the e.l.f. brush. Big Easy is here. MZ Ruthless One is here. Lisa Hayes is here. I don't know who else is here, but if I missed you, I'm sorry. I apologize profusely and welcome. Let's go into Disco Ball, which is the silver. I'm going to tap this out a little bit. Again, I'm using these dry because I want to see how they go on dry. And then I can use a finger and or wet the brush if I want to do that. But so far, it looks like it's going on pretty nicely. So I'm putting basically the silver on the inside of that dark and then the blue on the outside of it. Did I say that right? If I didn't say that right, you're going to just have to interpret what I meant because you guys are smarter than me. I'm going to go with this brush back into the LBD, the black, and kind of just intensify this black in the edge a little bit because I want to make sure it doesn't look, because on here, when I'm looking in the screen, it looks a little bit like there's some light spots there. But now it looks pretty intense. Fluffy Smiles is here. I love your fluffy smile. I feel like I should write you a love song, Fluffy Smiles, just because your name lends itself to writing a love song. Fluffy Smiles smiled at me while I was putting on makeup onto my face. Dee-dee-dee. That's a horrible song. That's a terrible song. It does not convey the excitement I have when I see you show up. All right, hey, you know what? I'm not mad at that. I think that's pretty cute. I am going to take this damp wipe that I've already used a bit to clean off stuff from my eyes, or not my eyes, but from my hand when I was swatching. Clean this up a little bit. Since I don't have a base Right now, I just have this stuff going on. And yes, that's how far down. I have glitter all down here from my earlier look. Don't judge me. That's the way it is. I should do it. I should write a Fluffy Smiles song and then get rich off of the Fluffy Smiles. All right, so I think I'm gonna go. So far I've used LBD, which is this black. This is actually a black. All Nighter, which is this royal blue, and Disco Ball, which is this silver. And I think I'm gonna try to go into these more mauve colors over here for the inside, just because I can. Darn it. Because you're not the boss of me. Except Fluffy Smiles. She's the boss of me. Because she has a great name. No, Miss Charlie's probably the boss of me too. She knows what she's talking about with just about everything. All right, so I'm just layering this. This is Soiree. Right on the top. And these really do just kind of layer on top of each other really nicely. And go on super pigmented. Look at that. That's really nice. I'm digging that. I'm just cleaning them off in my little color switch from AOA Studio. And I'm going to go into Sequin, but I'm going to use the teeny tiny brush that I got from this little e.l.f. collection. Where'd I get it from? Marshall's. My Marshall's find. I'm going to go into Sequin, which is the lighter kind of pinky color right above Soiree. And I'm going to basically tap this on to that inner part of the lid and a little bit in the inner corner. I've got fallout from that Soiree color. I mean, it's not even worth telling you I've got fallout because of course I've got fallout because again, I am applying shimmers with a dry brush. So, duh. With no sticky base at all. So, of course. But I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight and kind of come down a little bit here. That's pretty. The skincare and spot cleaning your eye brushes. All right, I do that periodically. I just go through and clean them on one of these, and then I run them through my my wipe. Or now that I've got this brush cleaner that I didn't want, I can use that. All right, so what should I put here on the inner part of this lower? Should I do a different color or should I just bring the blue all the way over? Or should I bring, I'm just going to take Soiree, the rosy color, and I'll just put that right here. So basically the same color that's at the top. I'll put it at the bottom here just to bring it some cohesiveness. That into the blue. I think that's quite pretty. Now let's just see. This might ruin it. You know, who knows? I'm going to take another one of these brushes. This is the old one. You see how the black is coming off of it. But I'm going to go into Sleek, which is the second from the lightest matte. And I'm just going to kind of see if I can buff this edge a little bit. Ooh, that's darker than I thought it would be. So I'm going to actually go into the lighter matte. But I want to just buff this edge a little bit and see if after I put those shimmers on, can I soften the edge? And it looks like I can quite nicely. I'm going to go into Eggnog, which is the lightest one. These mattes are really nice. They're super silky and they're beautiful. They're not super creative with the mattes in here, but they work beautifully for laying down a base. Now, normally, normal people would actually put the mattes down first and then put this stuff over the top of it. The stuff being shimmers. But I am not normal people. And I just want to see if I can just use this to blend it out and kind of clean it up a little bit. And it looks like that is working beautifully. I don't have a base on the bottom, really, so don't judge that part of it. Normally I would, but, you know, it's... Oh, look, I'm going to take right off. I'm digging that. I think that's super cute. Now, what color should I put? Which one of these eye pencils should I put in the waterline? I've got blue, purple, and gray. Who wants to vote? These LA Girl colors. I would think the blue would make most sense. What do you think? Clean the brushes that I use for the day. Yeah, I usually, depending on if I'm running right out the door, I can lay them down here and then I'll just lay them to the side. So I have, this is my clean brush cup. The hubby cup is my clean brush cup. Those are completely clean. And then after I spot clean them, I put them in the You Had Me at Oof cup. So those ones have been clean, but they're not like guaranteed to be super clean. So if I'm going to do like a really light color, I will probably not reach for those. And then the ones that I haven't really cleaned I just laid it down on here on the table next to me. I am loving this look. I'm going to use the blue. Does anybody have any objections to that? The blue looks like it would be the right color. This is the blue, right? Never Ending Navy. It's not really navy. It's more of a bright blue. Lauren's Beauty's here. Hi, welcome. We're having fun putting an eye look on. I'm using the LA Girl Ultimate Eye Intense Stay Auto Liner in Never Ending Navy. And I'm going to put this in the waterline. And we'll see how it goes in. Because I have not used these in the waterline yet. Okay, the pigment is there. And it's not leaving streakiness, which sometimes with these darker colors, they can streak a little bit on you. This is not doing that. Especially in the waterline where it hits like a drier spot or a wetter spot, can build up, but this is really being consistent throughout. I don't really tightline. I suppose I could. But the way that my lashes are, I kind of don't need to. But that's with the blue in the waterline. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm digging that. I love that look. Okay, next eye. So now we're going to go with purple and green because that's my favorite color combination. And this is my show, dang it. So I can do what I want. I'm going to clean these, spot clean. And I will use, it looks like there's two that are left up here. I've got the old two brushes from the same line from e.l.f. I'm just dry spot cleaning them. I'm not using anything wet because I don't want that to affect the performance. But I have these two up here that I will be using. So this is the pointed eye pencil brush, the newer one I've got, I think, right? No, this is the one I bought this before. This is the bigger of the blending brushes. And then this is that weird kind of perfectly round guy. So we'll see what we got. Let's see. Do I want green on the inside and purple on the outside, or purple on the inside and green on the outside? I think I'll put purple on the outside and green on the inside. Don't you love when I answer my questions that I ask you guys? The answers don't pop up fast enough for me, and I'm impatient. So we're going to use Naughty. You can't really see if it's picking up, so we're just going to assume that it's picking up. I'm going to go right into the outer corner and picking up for sure. Yeah, these pick up really nicely. These are fairly dense brushes. I have a $10 credit for my points at e.l.f. Maybe I should get some more brushes from them. There's not a lot of other stuff that I want from them, although I'm curious about trying their come on, Priscilla, spit it out. putty blush because I've heard great things of that. So I might actually go and pick up one of those. I have the putty bronzer, which I like. I've got Tan Lines, which I think is the lightest one. Am I right or am I wrong? I might be wrong. Of their putty bronzer. And I do like that one, but it is really super light, which will be nice for the winter time. But in the summertime, I feel like I need something slightly darker. That's a nice blend. That's, yay, makeup. V Makeup is here. Welcome. Yeah, that's a nice blend, just one color. That's a shimmer I just picked up with the brush and blended it right out. And if anybody's wondering, just to reiterate, we're using the LA Girl New Holi Daze. This is the colorful one. Do not get the neutral one. Literally, you get 4 bone-colored mattes and one that's slightly darker than bone color. It's just so annoying. Why would they do that? I think I'm going to try to use one of these darker neutrals just because I can. I'm going to actually go into Guest List, which is kind of right in the middle of the darker neutrals. I don't know why I'm doing this or if it even makes sense, but I'm going to try to just kind of put this out here on the outside and use this to blow it out a little bit more to neutralize that purple so it looks less purple. And then I'll pull this underneath. I don't know, this could be a complete disaster. I'm just more curious like how these are. I am very impressed with their mattes though. But that's the thing about this palette. The only mattes are neutrals. So it is patching a little bit, but that's probably because I don't have any primer there on that spot since it's off my lid. See if I can blow that out more. Just sorry about my squeaky chair. I promise it's just a squeaky chair. Only that. Yeah, that's patching pretty badly because of that. So I'm going to take my wipe. It's not because of the color, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's just because of the fact I didn't put any primer there. So I'm going to actually clean that up a little bit on the edge and tap out the edge. And I actually think I was better off using the shimmer right in that spot than using the matte, because I think the shimmer seems to adhere to unprimed skin. I'm trying to dry that spot. That's why I'm doing that weird little maneuver. I think the shimmer adheres to that better. So I'm going to go back into the shimmer and try to re-intensify this, and hopefully I don't just mess up. That's what we do here, is we just play. We try new things that make no sense sometimes. You guys are like sitting there like, what are you thinking, woman? Like, I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. I was just playing. There's a huge piece of glitter right there. What are you doing on my face? Get off my face, dang it. All right, well, we're just going to kind of stick with that for now and move in. Hi, Warmy. How are you, Warmy? You know, I'm not even going to say we should get together sometime because you're just too busy for me. You're just way too busy for me. Okay, I'm going to use that same little guy and go into Tinsel, which is the lighter of the purples. Both of these are pretty dark, though. Neither one is really light. This is just less deep. But sorry, I'm trying to let it be so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But I was trying to make it so that my eyes didn't just look like 2 different versions of the same style. But unfortunately, that's basically what they're going to look like. Kind of. You know, whatever. It happens. All right. So that's the lighter color. It goes really nicely into the darker color. There's not a lot of difference between those two. They definitely could have made them a little more diverse, but that's okay. I'm going to go into Tipsy, which is the darker of the green. And I'm going to put this actually above the crease, because then right on the hood of the eye, the mobile lid, it'll be the lighter color, which is better for my eye shape. Doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. This green is gorge. That green. Ooh! Look at that. And I just barely tapped in with this little brush, and that's what I'm getting. So I'm going to try to blend that out a little bit and up, because I want to make sure that everything that's on the lid is the lightest of the color. I'm going to clean this brush off with my little color switch. Go into Energy, which is the lighter of the greens. And I hope this will really build up with this. Otherwise, I'll just use a finger. I know I'm holding my brush weird, but that's because of the way the light in the mirror and trying to get you guys to see. Oh, wait, you're not even seeing. Silly me, Priscilla. Silly Scylla. All right, so I feel like I've got to blend those in a little bit to make them work. Now with my hooded eyes, all I need to do really to blend them is to blink a few times. These greens are actually look way different from each other than they look in the pan. I'm going to show you the pan, and then look at my eye. The one on my lid looks a lot more golden on my eye, where the one in the pan, it looks basically like a lighter version of the other. But that's not what it comes out as. And I'm okay with that, because I like the diversity of color. But I also like when they look like what you think they're going to look like, so that you can expect the right thing. I'm going to go in with my finger and just tap this on to just intensify a bit. And then throwing stuff on the floor again. I'm going to go into Tinsel, which is the lighter of the purple, and I'm going to just tap that on the edge of that purple, or that green, sorry, so that we have a little bit of Joker moment with the purple and green. Is that the Joker? Isn't the Joker purple and green? I'm digging that. Now I'm going to go into that dark again, dark green, and just kind of re-emphasize the edge, and then also blend it a little bit more, so that it's not like a real abrupt. Yeah, I think it's just maybe the shade, the way that my, I don't even know. I don't know. Just, we're good. We're good. I want to do something brighter on the lid, so I'm going to go into Champagne, which is this more golden color here. I'm just going to tap that in the middle, just to give a little bit of. Now we got Mardi Gras going on with the green and gold and purple, but that's a really like subtle Mardi Gras. I hope somebody comes out with a Mardi Gras palette. Those colors I think would be so fun. Not that I do Mardi Gras, but I do colorful palettes. Now, what am I going to put on the bottom? Let's go into Naughty. I guess we're not going to be all that creative. We're going to go into this little, you know what this guy is. It's called a brush in most parts of the world. Actually, that's not true, because it's only called a brush in English-speaking parts of the world and other places that have languages similar to English that sound like brush or bus, as is the case in Haiti. All right, so we've got purple on the bottom. Clean off the little thing, because I'm just trying to use all these elf guys. I'm going to go into Energy, which is the lighter of the green, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. This is hard to do this. I'm not seeing myself very well, but that's okay. And then I think I'm going to go into Champagne, that gold, because I can, just with my pinky. And I'm going to see if I could just tap it on the inside. Give a little bit of that bright gold pop on the inner corner. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, that's cute. Now, we're going to put an eyeliner in the waterline, and we're going to go with the purple one because we can. Let's see, this is the purple one, right? With this lighting, I'm like, I can't even tell. Perpetual purple. See how this looks on the waterline? I said waterlined. I mean waterline. I always use a finger and kind of pull my lower lid down a little bit when I do this, because otherwise I'm afraid I'm going to poke myself in the eye. But yeah, that's a pretty color on the waterline. What do you think? I can do kind of the same thing. I'm going to use this fluffy brush here, not fluffy, but the biggest of the brushes. I'm going to go into Eggnog, and I'm just going to soften the top a little bit. Basically the same thing I did on the other side, so that it looks a little more soft and blended and doesn't show mistakes as easily, or mishaps, or missteps, or imperfections, or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm also going to try to kind of clean up this little bottom where I tried to put the other color and it didn't work. You can ignore that part, but hey, that's kind of cute. What do you think? Thoughts. They're very shiny. They're very holiday-esque. I think both of them would work very well for a New Year's or Christmas or whatever. Of course, I wanted to use as many colors as I could. So I used Eggnog, Sleek, and Guest List from the neutrals. But this one was kind of, the way that I used it was stupid, so ignore that. I used all of the shimmers except for Cheers. I did not use this one, but I used all of the other shimmers between the two looks. Pretty cool. I'm going to give this absolutely an A+ rating. I mean, you already knew when I told you about it that I was going to give it that, because it's just such a great deal. And yeah, I don't know who was in charge of that stupid neutral palette. That was just dumb. As good as this one was, the other one was that bad. So, all right, so I'm going to try this and see how it works. I'm just going to put a few stripes down the face. I'm not using an anything. Now, when I put it like this, I don't know if you can see, but it shows all of my pores. So I'm going in with this BH brush. This actually has whatever I used this morning still on it, but most of it's off. So let's see if this will blend it out. I'm just basically doing the half of the skin, and I'm doing it without a primer because I don't want to put a primer on right now, because I'm only doing this to see how it covers. But that looks pretty nice, the finish. And yeah, I would go in with a sponge over the top of that just to make sure it's all evened out. The color isn't too bad. It's a little bit on the light side, but that can be corrected pretty easily. Yeah, I think this is actually not too bad. You can see the lines, so I would just grab my dirty sponge from this morning and tap it out. Now, as I'm tapping it out, it looks really nice and satiny. It would pretty definitely need a bit of powder to set, because otherwise I feel like it's going to be really, really dewy. But the finish is really nice to start. I don't know how dewy it's going to get over time, But that's actually pretty nice. I didn't really put any up here, just a little bit over the beginning part, but mostly right in here. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious if any of you have tried that Trustique, this stick. What do you think of it? All right, let's find a lippy. What lippy would I use? I can swatch a couple of these. Should I go daring with the dark? Oh, I should have actually. Since I've got this, let's throw it on. This is the Juvia's Place brow pencil, or pen, sorry. I have the pencil. I wish they would put grip on these instead of making them smooth, because it makes it kind of hard. Ooh. Okay, so for whatever reason it is, it's a lot easier to do hair-like strokes into my brows with this than it is with the ABH. This is what I wanted ABH to be. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you know what? I take back everything I said about these pens. Apparently it's just the ABH pen I don't like. Because this one, I like. I literally am just drawing hairs on, which is what I was supposed to be able to do with the ABH. Huh. This one works. Oops. That was user error. I'm trying to go down because that's how my brows grow. And it just, they're gonna come down that way anyhow. Okay. Okay, Juvia's Place. This apparently it's a little stiffer than the one that ABH has, because it doesn't just, the ABH one just kind of disappears. It gives a good, nice fine stroke on the hand, but then when I go to use it on my brows, it just kind of goes whatever direction the brow hairs push it. But this one has enough stiffness that it keeps its shape. So that's the two brows next to each other with just my mediocre skills. And this is actually my worst brow. This is my better brow naturally. So, hey, I like that. All right. I'm going to be half cocked, so to speak, with this whole thing, because that's how I roll. Ooh, this is warm. It must have been in a warm spot of the. All right, I'm going to try this one. This is muted. So this is kind of a ashy brown nude. I'm putting it on without any liner. I love how these smell like chocolate. So this is definitely a cool tone. I feel like I need a little bit of a liner to correct this, because it's just on the deathly look for me. So I would need something that's either a little more of a warm brown or a pink. But I mean, I like how it goes on. All right, let's try the others. And I kind of suspected this might just be on the cool tone for me, cool side for me. But like I said, I can correct it with either a gloss or a liner. Me is going to be, actually, let's do me last, because that's going to be the most likely to be easy, like put it on easy to wear. Cocoa is going to be, we'll see how this one goes. This needs a liner for it to be what it needs to be, but I'm not hating it so far. I do try to avoid that, like, you know, butthole look. I'm trying to be careful and not put it too thick, but I think I just have to go for it. I'm crooked down here. That's the thing with dark stuff, is it's going to show any crookedness. It definitely is more red than it looks in here. And I also feel like it's a little more streaky. But that also might be my application and the fact that I don't use a liner. Or I didn't use a liner for this. It's vampy and it's cute, but I don't know how much I'll use it. But, you know, hey, I'm not mad at it. It was an experiment. It was one that I was like, I'm going to try it just because I can. So now we know. Definitely not with these eye looks. I would use something really subtle to go with this. All right, let's take that off. And as you know, this is not me actually putting on this is not a get ready with me. This is a playing and makeup with me. All this stuff that you can't do when you're getting ready because you might look crazy. So you don't mind looking crazy because you're just going to take it off. That's what this is. All right, and last is me. Me is the one that I know is going to work with me. Although it is more on the peachy side. I got glitter stick on my lips. It's more on the peachy side than I expected, which for you guys, looks quite orange. For me, it doesn't look hugely orange. Yeah, if with full face makeup, I think it'll look nice. The way that it is right now, I just kind of look discolored and whatnot over here. I like that color. Let's try the Maybelline Liquid Lip. I'm not going to use the other one because I suspect it was used. Which means I have to go back to them and tell them to fix that. But the matte ink in the color Seductress. All right. I am not a big matte liquid lip person, but I wanted to try this because I really like Maybelline. The color is definitely a nude for me. Yeah, that's a good color. I like that. That's a really nice color for me. We'll see how it dries down. It's sticky right now, which one would expect since I just put it on. But I like the color a lot. It is a little on the pale side for the eye look, maybe. I don't know. Let me put my glasses on so I can actually see it. If I look at this on YouTube, it looks really ashy. When I look at it on Instagram, it looks like my color, and when I look in the mirror, it looks like my color. But the lighting here is also not great because it's dark and I have a ring light, so that could be distorting it. It is sticky, and it doesn't feel like it's really drying down, but we'll see how that works. And I might just need to put gloss over the top of it, but I like it. Anyway, so some new lippies for me to try. I've got so many lippies, it's actually ridiculous, but you know, such is life, right? Um, we'll see how these wear. I really like the uh, liners in the waterline. Let's just take a peek at that and make sure those are wearing. I know it hasn't been very long, but that blue looks really good in the waterline. There's the purple, not quite as um, bright as the blue. The eye looks, I think, are great. So that's what we got, guys. Oh, and also this foundation stick. I do think I'm gonna like that, especially in the wintertime. It might add a little bit more moisture. Um, but yeah, it just makes this side of the complexion look really nice. This is with nothing on it, so that gives you an idea of what they look like. The lip is really tacky, not really tacky, but it's tacky enough that it will annoy me if I don't put something on top. So I'll see if I can dry that down, and then um, if I need to, I mean I probably would put something over the top of it anyhow, because I don't like when they dry and look, like the wrinkles are in my lips and I can see that. So I don't love that part. So but there we go. That's it. That's all we got for tonight. So it looks like Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll have anything. I have my Ipsy X Huda, but that's probably not going to show up until Monday. I'm going to take this off now because it's just annoying me. It's not going to show up until Monday, I think. So we'll see. Otherwise, Sunday might just be a talk. Now, what the other thing is, Sunday could very well be a launch of at least one of my giveaways. I have two giveaways coming up. One for my 46th birthday, which is on the 23rd of this month, and I have a giveaway for reaching 100 subs on YouTube. So those might be what we focus on for Sunday. But that's it. That's what I've got for tonight. It was fun. It was informative, and I think that the eyeshadow palette was a definite win. The brow pen, I'm digging. That's cool. The lippies, I think I can work with them. I'll try them in regular lighting and see how that works. But I think they'll all be pretty good. And the eyeliners were good. Most of the Boxy stuff was, pathetic, but whatever. The brushes were great. I didn't really have any problem with this big one. I don't know that I'll use that a whole lot, but but I might use it for some of this, like making the shape of a wing, a big fat wing like that, way I used it today. So yeah, that can work. That's it. That's all I've got. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.